Hello again. I think I made it fairly clear in a previous video a few days ago that I'm a little bit sceptical about the idea of global warming being caused by human activity. Of course, I may be quite wrong about this. It wouldn't be the first time I was mistaken about something important. What if I am wrong and there is a runaway greenhouse effect which is heating up the planet and causing havoc with our weather? Perhaps man-made climate change really is causing heat waves, hurricanes, floods and so on. What can Britain do about it? I ask this question because, of course, there are all kinds of plans to take steps which will reduce our standard of living dramatically and cost everybody a huge sum of money. All our central heating systems will need to be scrapped and replaced with heat pumps. Gas boilers and gas cookers will be a thing of the past, and cars will no longer run on petrol but rather be powered by batteries. These are just a few of the changes which are planned in the next few years. The idea is that Britain will be carbon neutral and our activities will no longer emit any carbon dioxide at all. If there really is climate change caused by humans, what effect would it have if we destroyed our modern industrial lifestyle and replaced it with one more like that of the medieval period when people relied upon windmills for power? Okay, how much of the world's carbon dioxide is Britain producing at the moment? Well, we're not a major producer, that's for sure. In fact, China, America, India, Russia, Japan, Germany, Canada, Iran, South Korea, Indonesia, Saudi Arabia, Brazil, Mexico, Australia and South Africa are all producing more carbon dioxide than Britain. Britain produces just 1% of all the carbon dioxide chucked out into the atmosphere each year. In other words, if everybody in Britain produced no carbon dioxide at all, 99% of the carbon dioxide being produced by humans would still get pumped out. The British contribution is insignificant. That's not all though, because India and China, who between them produce 35 times as much carbon dioxide as Britain, are still building coal-fired power stations. Far from reducing their emissions, both countries are increasing them at an incredible rate. The same goes for Southeast Asian countries like Indonesia, of course. They're all building coal-fired power stations because it's a cheap and easy way to generate electricity. The reason for all this is simple. We in Europe had our industrial revolution a couple of centuries ago, but India and China are now in the middle of theirs. Their citizens want the mains electricity which we in the West take for granted, and the only way really to provide that is by burning coal. Across Asia, many new coal-fired power stations being built, so even if Britain did close down their country, the amount of carbon dioxide in the Earth's atmosphere would still be rising year on year. India and other countries feel that the West is being hypocritical. Having enjoyed the benefit of their own industrialisation, places like Britain and Germany and France are in effect now calling for developing countries to abandon the idea of providing electricity for their people and not to build any more power stations. It's a bit of a cheek, really. One thing which did make me laugh when Greta Thunberg was racing around denouncing European countries for not reducing their emissions of carbon dioxide was this. Russia produces 4.65% of the carbon dioxide emitted each year in the world by industry, which is twice as much as Germany. China is producing 29%, which is more than twice as much as the 14% which America churns out. As I said earlier, Britain is responsible for just 1%, yet when that annoying teenager went on her lecture tours, She seemed to stick to Europe and the United States. Why didn't she go to China or India to lecture about climate change and the need to stop using power stations to make electricity? Or Russia, perhaps? Why grow angry at the countries who are actually reducing their carbon dioxide emissions? To sum up, it looks very much as though Britain is determined upon a course of action which will guarantee that it will cost everybody a lot of money and make the supply of electricity to people's homes precarious and uncertain. It will not make the slightest difference to the weather anywhere in the world and will do only harm to the people living in Britain. This is frankly a little bit weird.